I was so sick of spending $5 per golf ball just to lose them, just for them to fall apart. I went out and bought a bunch of different cheaper option golf balls to see how they did. I even bought the Amazon Basics ball that just got released. I bet you're wondering how they worked out. I know that I was. Golf balls might all look the same, but trust me, they're not. Today, we're testing the Amazon Basics ball against premium favorites like the big dog Titleist Pro V1, the popular Callaway Super Soft, and the more budget-friendly Nitro. If you're new to golf and still working on your swing or trying to make good contact, and you're wondering whether spending money on golf balls is actually worth it, and if it'll help you, this video is going to save you time, strokes, and money. Hey everyone, it's Doug with Golf Reboot, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe so that you see videos as they come out. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. It means a lot to us. I'm documenting my journey to becoming a scratch golfer after 14 years away from the game, after falling out of love with the game. And now I'm sharing everything that I've learned in the last year or so with you to help you with whatever your goals might be and to help you get better faster without having to do all of the research. We want to be your one-stop shop, whether you're a new golfer or just trying to get better. Whether you're trying to improve tee shots, iron shots, wedges, putting, or just the mental side of the game, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell so that you see videos as they come out. So let's talk about the Amazon ball for a second. So it comes in a very basic box, obviously Amazon Basics, just a cardboard box, none of the fancy stuff. Again, the sleeve, very basic sleeve. I've taken a couple out already. And the ball itself, you've got a lineup mark, you've got the Amazon logo. This is from the 4th sleeve, so it's got a 4 on it. Overall, feels pretty good, feels like a golf ball. If you're interested in any of these balls, there's going to be links in the description below. Go check them out, links to Amazon, and give them all a try. I'm going to break down how these balls react off the club, how they feel with wedges and irons, and let you know, in my opinion, which of these balls gives the best performance for beginners who want distance, accuracy, and consistency. Now, obviously, your swing plays a big part in that, but there's times you need a certain ball for a certain swing speed. All right, so let's dig in a little bit. Why do golf balls matter for beginners? Even if your mechanics aren't perfect yet, the ball you use can absolutely affect your distance, spin, and accuracy. Balls are not created the same. Each of them is a little bit different. A softer ball can help your short game feel better. A harder distance ball can help a beginner hit the ball straighter and longer, especially with the driver. So we're going to be testing the Amazon Basics ball versus the Titleist Pro V1, the Callaway Super Soft, and a Nitro. It'll give us the full range of different types of golf balls, a premium tour ball, a soft beginner ball, and a more budget-friendly ball. So now, up in front of me, I have a couple balls cut open. You've got the Titleist Pro V1, you've got the Amazon Basics. You can see completely different. 2-piece, multiple pieces. They are very different balls. The Titleist is a favorite on the tour. The Amazon Basics, I would be surprised if I see anyone use them on the tour, but they're good in their own way. So let's do a quick breakdown of the different balls. The Titleist Pro V1, it's a premium performance ball. It's got a softer feel, higher spin, it's very good around the greens, and it's got strong distance and control. We go to the Callaway Super Soft. It's more designed for beginners, high handicappers, very soft feel, easier to compress, gives a straighter flight and solid distance. The Nitro is a hard-covered distance ball. It's cheap, durable, flies straight, doesn't give you a lot of spin, and you might not get that nice feel on chips or putts. The Amazon Basics is very similar to a standard distance ball. It's got a harder cover, it's built for durability, budget-friendly, and they claim consistent flight. We'll see about that. Comment down below what balls you've used before and what you think of them. If you've tried different ones, let us know. If you've tried the Amazon Basics ball, let us know. Now, one of the big things that people ask about golf balls, do they really matter? So if you have a swing speed, I would say under 85 miles an hour with the driver, you want to use a softer ball. You're going to want to use something like the Callaway Super Soft because that'll match your swing speed better. If you're over 85, 90, 95, 100, then go with something like the Titleist Pro V1. They're made differently, and that'll work better with your swing. But where does the Amazon fit in? When we talk about your irons and short game, and we're going to have in a couple minutes, I'm going to go through with a 7-iron and test these 4 different balls to show you what I found. With irons and wedges, the Pro V1 feels incredible with the wedges and chip shots. Beginners normally don't get the full advantage because it really takes proper mechanics and knowledge and skill to get the proper backspin and control. The Super Soft feels great around the green. It's very soft. It feels soft off the putter. Amazon Basics and Nitro, they're a firmer firmer ball, and they aren't going to check up as much on shorter shots, especially around the green. But honestly, if you're a newer golfer, you're not a pro, none of us are, you're probably not going to notice that big of a difference. So who should use which ball? If you're brand new or losing a lot of balls, Amazon Basics or the Nitro will definitely save you money, and they're still going to give you some consistency while you're learning. If you're getting more confident with irons and putts and want better feel, Super Soft isn't a bad option. It's definitely a good value upgrade. Now for the Pro V1, that's the ball that I generally play. When I played in high school, that's the ball that was given to us to use, and I just always stuck with it. I do have a swing speed with my driver that can close in around 100. I'm trying to get it higher so it fits my swing, and my mechanics, they're something I'm definitely working on. But the Pro V1 is more of a long-term ball once your mechanics and your confidence improve. I would not waste the money, $5 a ball, $60 for 12. I wouldn't waste that money until you're ready to.
Okay, so as I promised, I pulled all the data from the Rapsodo session where I was testing out the 4 balls with my 7-iron off the Rapsodo MLM2 Pro app. So we've got the data for the Titleist Pro V1, the Callaway Super Soft, the Nitro, and the Amazon Basics. The data points we have: carry, total, ball speed, launch angle, launch direction, apex, side carry, club speed, smash factor, descent angle, angle of attack, club path, spin rate, and spin axis. Also broke it down to the averages of each, so we can go through them now. So now the first thing we can look at, obviously the Callaway, the numbers are a little bit higher, but if you look at my club speed and ball speed, that definitely went up. The first ball that I hit was the Titleist. I moved to Callaway, then Nitro, then the Amazon Basics. So that was a little bit of an outlier that surprised me a little bit. The distances were a lot higher, but definitely had a little bit more play in where things were going. If we go over to the comparison quickly, if you look, for the most part, the carry distances were fairly consistent. Total distances I don't normally pay a lot of attention to on the Rapsodo just because it all depends on the way they calculate depending on the different software that you use. So total I don't necessarily worry about. A lot of times I don't worry about distance at all. Now, like I said before, you can see that the speeds were up a little bit with the Callaway. The smash factor was a little bit higher, not really that much, so I'm not going to take that too much into account. I did have about a 2-mile-an-hour increase in club speed, which ended up being about 4 to 5, depending on the ball, difference in ball speed. So that definitely went a little bit further. Now, I also know in my garage, cold weather, not really warming up, my numbers were down except for the Callaway. So if you look at the Nitro, let's start with the Nitro. So we had 129, really 130 carry, 5 ball speed, terrible, 50-foot apex, launch direction was good, launch angle not bad, club speed pretty good. Normally with the irons, I'm shooting to be closer to 85 to 90. Like I said, I had not warmed up, so I was expecting lower. Smash factor 126, 7-iron not terrible, descent angle pretty good, angle of attack happy with -4. Path was a 3, so that's good. I'm coming in and out. Spin around 9,000, so I'll take that. Now, the Callaway's interesting because if you look at the Callaway, it shows a significant difference between the Callaway and the Nitro. My club speed was practically the same between those two balls, but Callaway was getting an extra 4 miles an hour ball speed on average. Smash factor was higher with the Callaway than with the Nitro. Could be a bunch of different things, just the way I was hitting it. My attack angle was a little bit less. Club path was a little bit less. With that, my side carry was more. I had another 5 yards on average to the left. It was also not going as high, which, take it or leave it, whatever. Now, the thing here that's a little bit weird, the spin was only 980, which that doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. So I don't think those calculated right, or I was just doing something very weird. Honestly, I don't use the Callaway Super Soft. I don't like the ball. At first I thought I did, but then I realized I didn't. It's just not the ball for me, so those numbers could be right, but I don't like the feel of it, and honestly, I felt like I was all over with that ball. So now let's talk about the Pro V1. So the Pro V1, like I said, coming in cold, usually I'm carrying a 7-iron 145 to 155. So carrying 140 cold, fine with that. Ball speed, not bad. Club speed, I can definitely bump that up. Normally I'm 85 to 90, like I said. Smash factor, whatever. Apex is pretty standard. Launch direction, I'd rather it start off like that. Side carry was -4, so I can handle that. Angle of attack was in -2. I think that's because I was warming up. Normally I'm a little more club path again, into out. Happy with that. 4500 spin, which is a little bit low for a 7-iron. I probably just wasn't compressing the ball enough. So if I compressed a little bit more, probably would have gotten a little more speed and distance out of it. Now, if we compare the Amazon Basics ball with the Pro V1, this is where I really got intrigued. If you look at the carry, 139.6 compared to 139.8 with the Pro V1. So you're basically right there. Like I said before, total, don't necessarily care. The smash factor was a little bit lower on the Basics ball. Ball speed and club speed. Club speed was higher with the Basics. Ball speed was lower. That's basically the smash factor. I was doing something a little bit different. But they're basically right there. Launch direction was fairly close. And again, that's all club phase. That's however I'm swinging it. Launch angle's lower on the Basics ball, which gave us less height. Side carry was actually more on the Basics ball, but my angle of descent also lower, but the ball didn't go as high, so that makes sense. Angle of attack, 4.7 versus 2.2, so obviously as I warmed up, my swing got a little better. Club path 1.3 versus 2.5, so I was less into out, but still into out. I was hitting it almost dead on. Spin was lower, and that's something that I've heard about these. Spin and spin access. 4500 and -5.4 with the Pro V, and 4000 and -0.2 spin access for the Basics ball. I have heard that there's a lot less spin on that. So all in all, I'm impressed. I am very impressed to see these numbers not being that far off from a Titleist Pro V1. Will I switch over to this ball? I don't know. But $5 a ball versus $1.20 a ball, or if you buy a 24-pack, I think it comes down to about $1 a ball. It's really something to think about because these numbers are not that far off. And these were numbers with me coming in cold, not warming up, and just hitting balls after work. I definitely think I'm going to try this again with maybe some different balls. Obviously, the Super Soft and the Nitro, they're out. I'm just not going to mess around with them again. But maybe I'll try it with a TaylorMade TP5, different balls like that are actually balls I would play with. So those are the numbers I came up with. Didn't hit a lot of balls. I think I only hit 40 total. Broke it down to the 5 or 6 most accurate ones. I took any of the outliers out because it just didn't make sense. And again, the Callaway numbers are skewed. I don't necessarily know what happened there, but everything is off compared to the rest of them. I expected the Pro V1 to be the top dog because that's what I play and there's a reason I play it. Figured the Callaway and the Nitro would be similar, and Amazon I really had no idea. But honestly, the Amazon Basics ball, for me, played closer to the Titleist than the Callaway or Nitro. So that says something to me, and honestly, I'm pretty surprised.
If you're finding this interesting, click the link in the description below to join our online newsletter. That way you get tips and tricks emailed out to you, some of the stuff we talk about, some of the stuff we don't in these videos, and we'll work on getting better together. And if you have ideas for more things like that, make sure you comment and let us know. Now, in the middle of this video, we went through with my 7-iron when I hit the 4 different balls, and honestly, I was really surprised by the Amazon Basics ball. It definitely has a nice feel, and it also was getting the same or better distance and control than at least the Callaway and the Nitro. The Pro V1, that's the ball that I use. I'm used to it. I know where it's going to go. I know the feel. And honestly, the Amazon Basics didn't feel much different different. Like I said before, if you haven't taken thousands and thousands of swings, you might not even notice. Comment down below and let us know if there's any other ball you think we should put the Amazon Basics ball up against. We can make another video, whether it's long or short, and test them out. So are the Amazon Basics balls as good as the Pro V1, the Super Soft, or the Nitro? Realistically, it all depends on you. Try it. For brand new golfers who just want distance, durability, and a straight flight without spending a fortune, Amazon Basics are absolutely playable for you. You're not going to get the soft feel or the spin control of a Pro V1, but most beginners aren't going to notice that anyway. If you're new to the game and learning the driver basics and your mechanics, the Amazon Basics is probably right for you. If you're learning the game, it's probably the most cost-effective way to start having fun, hit more balls, and keep getting better. If I was starting again today, I would probably buy a bunch of those and learn with them. If this video helped you, make sure to click the video that's popping up over here on the right. It's all about training aids that I've found that have helped me, and I think you'll really enjoy that and they can help you too. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons to let us know that you're enjoying these videos. And you can also click the link in the description to sign up for our online newsletter so that you get weekly tips and tricks emailed out to you while we get better at golf together. Our goal is to help you reach your goals. We want to make sure everyone plays better, has more fun, and can start loving the game. See you next time.